All right, so what's going on, folks? You know this is the YouTube channel here for all your latest information, your resource for real estate here in Las Vegas, and also financing. I also want to talk about a couple of things that's come out, an interesting article on a gentleman that has a YouTube channel called Valuetainment, and he brought up Dave Ramsey and stating that Dave Ramsey was completely wrong in the sense that properties are just going to have a small decline. It's not going to be a huge decline.
I think you are wrong, and let me tell you why. So Dave Ramsey is saying he doesn't think real estate is going to take a hit. He thinks real estate is going to be maybe a minor little hit, but not a big hit, which, by the way, he may be right. However, there's one data point you have to look at, whether real estate is going to take a hit or not, because that's where his argument is. His argument is, how is real estate going to take a hit if inventory isn't there? February to March, pretty even. March to April, about flat. April to May, boom. May to June, boom. 18.7% year over year. This data increasing is the scariest thing for realtors, and it's the best thing for buyers. So if this thing climbs up, Dave Ramsey has to apologize to his fan base for getting this wrong.
And it's going up.
If this thing goes down, we will give Dave Ramsey a shout out for getting it right. But it's that simple.
And, you know, I understand there's a lot of people out there that love crashes. They love the doom and gloom. I'm not saying we're not going to depreciate. I'm not saying we're not going to lose 20%. But you have to think and compare it to a normal market, and also how far we are above what that normal market measurement would be. You know, an average market would appreciate about 2 to 3% a year, and we were appreciating drastically, 23% year over year. Last couple of years, it's been high double digits, you know, as far as 15 to 20 to 25% in some pockets. And so you have to really look at this market and say, well, what's really happening? Well, they came out and showed that we're starting to see a deceleration of prices. Now, how fast that happens and how quick it occurs within the markets is really going to be determined on consumer confidence. Also, is the Fed going to raise the Fed's fund rate again, which I think they will, 75 basis points. So the deceleration metric is really about how fast we're going to get back to a normal market or get close to a normal market. Now, what Valuetainment, the podcast and the owner of that channel stated is that he does not agree with Dave Ramsey, and I don't always agree, or I really don't agree with Dave Ramsey as well, but I do understand where he's coming from. And again, I'm not an economist, but I'm just following what they're talking about. Dave is saying that it's going to be a very small drop, and it's not going to be a huge difference. Where I think the host of that podcast of Valuetainment is saying, well, it's going to probably crash, or it's going to be a lot further than what he's saying. And he's saying he's way off based upon data that's coming out. So I think it's somewhere in the middle. I think that you're going to still see a huge decline, but the decline is really us getting back to what was normal. So maybe Dave was saying, yeah, we're not going to really see a huge effect where we're going to go decline into a market. And I think what a lot of people are looking at is not only are we going to go and drop 20%, we're going to drop another 20 to 30%, and we're actually going to see home prices and home values decline. Now, they're declining, but they're declining from what we have been seeing in these markets. And so the deceleration metric that I'm looking at is really in the next 12 months will determine how fast our market will get back on track and be more of a balanced market. And I don't feel it's going to continue to keep dropping just because you look at the data and the information. One thing that is really coming out to me is we don't have a high unemployment mark yet. Now, that could be something that would really change the whole dynamic of what we're looking at and talking about now. But you look at the unemployment is low, and yes, we are going to decline 15 to 20%. We're already seeing that. Our deceleration metric right here in Las Vegas, I would say, just dropped. It's like a weight dropped overnight. It just went, we were at 23%. I see this thing really starting to dip. We're starting to see more properties in the market. And that was another thing with Valuetainment. And also with what Dave Ramsey said is we're not going to have a lot of properties come on the market. Well, we are, because there's two things that's happening right now. You have inflation, maybe a couple things, but you have inflation, and then you also have people that just don't have confidence in this economy, and then you have higher interest rates. So as the higher interest rates keep going, you're going to see that bottom drop out in these homes, and you're going to see more properties come on the market. Now, is that going to be a long sustainable position? I don't think so. But the deceleration metric that I'm seeing is happening very fast. You know, it's very quick. Some of the numbers here in Las Vegas are fudged a bit because we have new homes now coming through the MLS and showing different data. But I can tell you this is that what I'm seeing up to this point is we are going to decline, but we're going to decline back to a normal market. And those people out there that were gaining that 23% all of last year, they're probably going to lose that at the end of all this based upon how much supply and demand is, which is really what determines what markets do. And buyers driving the market, you know, looking at things, knowing that the market is now, you have more options out there to choose from. It's going to really just slow the economy and the market down for housing. And you're going to keep seeing that here in Las Vegas. So if you guys have any questions, I'm your real estate agent to go to here in Las Vegas. Please subscribe to the channel, like the channel, and also hit that notification bell, and we'll see you guys at the next one.